All right, so today we are going to do a little swap. I'm gonna put that 212 on that little guy there. I think that's like 8 horsepower or so. Yeah, it'd be lots of fun. Let's get it done. All right. So let's disconnect this linkage here. There we are. Now I've already had the bolts off camera taking out 3 bolts down here. They're 12 millimeter. Okay, let's see if we can't get this to, there we are. Oh, turn it to the side a little. Now here's your electrical for your kill. Let me get a little, what is that, like an 8 millimeter, it looks like. All right, let's get this off of here. Okay, now our electrical's off, so we should be able to now take the whole thing. No, one more. One more bracket I forgot about with the linkage. Oh. Boy, that floor gets lower and lower every year, don't it? Get lucky. We got lucky. All right. There we go. Now we can take the whole unit out. Let's clean that surface up before we put that new motor on. I've already shut off my outside spigot for the year because it's been getting pretty cold in the morning here. I'm in northern Michigan, so it gets pretty cold pretty fast in October. I'm gonna go ahead and scrape some of this. Well, what do you say we get this motor out of the box here? All right. It's not that heavy. Pretty cool. It's even got the tank that's built into it and that. So I think what we have to do on, let's see how we're gonna, okay, so it's gonna be sitting like this. So this drain right here, we're gonna have to cut it because it's going to interfere with the mounting of this. But before we get any further, let's go ahead and put some oil in there so we're nice and safe so we don't forget. Okay, so if you can see right here, oil type, ton W30 above 32 degrees Fahrenheit and 5W30 at 32 and or below. So, and it only takes 0.5 quarts, so half a quart. Okay, there you go. So please go by this, don't guess. Okay, so before we put it on that little bike, I'm gonna make sure it runs before I cut that drain plug in half too. So I put fuel in it, I put oil in it. Let's turn it on. Gonna have to choke it. Turn the fuel on. There we go. Okay, they say that they start up in one pool right off the box, so we will see, eh? Have to hold it still a little bit. It might jog around on the floor. Alright. Oh, okay, I see. Alright, alright. Well, that's alright, huh? Alright, so the braking period says 3 hours. I'm going to go ahead and run it for another 3 hours. And then install it. Well, wait till it cools down and then I'll install it. Just to make sure everything's okay. Okay, so we are ready to put this bad boy in there. Let's see here. I'm just gonna mock it up so it will alright, that's better. Well, that's hitting here. Well, that's not good, right? It's hitting right there. So let's see if we can't move it a little. Yeah, see, that's the reason why I thought I can get away with it by taking the fender off. But yeah, I do have to make this bolt here shorter for the installation. So let's just turn it around and I'll just cut it right there while it's in there. Shall we? I'm just gonna cut it right there. Alright, so now we got it mocked up a little bit. I got the clutch on there. I'll put everything that I used in the description. Let's get the chain. Look at that thing. Alright, here's the chain. Now look for your link right here. And then you just slip that off of there. And you have to measure it to see how far you want to cut it. I'll show you how to do that real quick. So I went ahead and separated the chain. Go ahead and put it on there. Get it mocked up here. You want to make sure that it's nice and straight. Okay. Now you're going to want to go and mark where you need to cut it. How many links in that. So, right about there. We can slide this back and forth a little bit. So yeah, just like that. If you need to tension it a little bit, you can tension it with that pulley right there. So you want to get it as close as possible to the next link when it loops, and you want to make sure that your body right down here, you want to make sure that your body is nice and even and straight. So let me zoom out a little bit, let you know. So that's how we're going to do it. This chain comes packaged with a lot of oil, so make sure that you take a rag and you wipe where you need to mark with your paint marker or something like that you use, because it needs to show up when you go put it back on the bench and take the link off. Okay, I was going to show you how to do it, but I had to do it with the hammer and screwdriver trick because I can't find my little tool that separates those. It's been a while since I've done a chain like this. But yeah, you could do it. It's not pretty, but just make sure that it doesn't get too much burrs on here, or you're going to have a heck of a time putting it together. All right, let's get it on the machine. So once you get it to that point there, I just take some needle nose pliers and I kind of push it on each side. Very slight. Okay, there it goes. All right, now let's get the piece and the little lock for the link, and we're good with the knocking up portion of this build. Okay. Go ahead and put your little piece on there. Okay. So I had to actually turn this pulley around and get it to get level, because if I didn't, the motor would be off-centered, and that would be a center of gravity problem, if you ask me. So I like to get this kind of straight before I go and mark these holes down here. Good thing that I didn't start drilling any holes, because yeah, that needed to be really straight here, and the holes need to be just right for this tension to be correct, because this pulley right here is maxed out now. Yeah, so okay, moving on now. All right, so we got our hole drilled. Now we have to put our motor back in, get it lined up again, make sure that we're all straight, and then I think we're ready to fire her up. Okay, so now we're going to do the linkage. So go ahead and loosen this top nut right here, so you'll get more of a spring action here. Okay? Well, it's finally time to fire it up and see if we can't tune it a little bit to get it to start and everything. I'm going to go ahead and leave this stock for right now, the on-off switch, just to make sure everything's going to be running correctly. So we got our fuel on. Okay. We got our choke. Okay. All right. Well, let's fire it up and see here. do a little bit of fine tuning there, but yeah, we got ourselves a little running, little hot cycle there. All right, let's take her for a rip. All right, let's see if it'll go up and down the road. A little faster now. Well, it's about a week later. As you can see, we had a bit of a accident. Not recommended. Yeah, this is not recommended. Yeah, I got both knees pretty good, both hands pretty good. Yeah, brand new out of the box, got a little bit of bruising on it. Yeah, I think we're gonna take this thing off of here and be safe and put it on something different, eh? If you got any suggestions, let me know what I need to put it on. Definitely not this thing. Yeah, not recommended. At least not for me. With my back and that, I don't need to be getting hurt. Well, with that being said, remember, it's just nuts and bolts, and God bless. And please be safe. To be continued.